What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Collect to Disconnect. It's been over 2 months since I've actually filmed in the collection room. I figured for my first video back, I might as well do something easy and do a quick unboxing and overview of some Superman figures. Well, one Supergirl actually, but some super figures right here from DC Multiverse. Toddy Mac has been taking all my money the last couple months. I've been hunting every freaking day almost during work for that freaking Cyborg Superman, the lion like strange tail Superman, and also that red label red Cyborg Superman. So we've been hunting a lot and not been finding that much because I don't know why Todd McFarlane likes hurting his collectors and making everything exclusive. So that basically means an eBay exclusive. If you're not first, you're last. Scalpers delight. So I do have some amazing figures nonetheless that I have been acquiring over the past like 2 months, I want to say. So let's go ahead and pull these bad boys out so you guys can see what we're working with. I guarantee you all four of these figures are absolutely fire. Some of the best Superman that McFarlane has ever done. First one we have is one of my most anticipated Superman figures of all time. My first ever Kingdom Come Superman right here, the old school Justice Society of America, JSA on the back. It does come with the comic. This is technically DC Direct, not DC Multiverse, but obviously we all know it's the same exact figure, figures that he makes just with the comic book. I think costs a little bit more money as well. I got this one and the other one coming up next before the terror, so I think this was around like $25 on a Big Bad Toy Store if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, here we have Kal-El as an old man. My first initial reaction to this guy is there's not a lot of white to his temples, as you guys can see kind of in the picture, so I might be throwing on some white real quick and seeing if that makes a difference. But right now the head sculpt isn't screaming. I think it was Alex Ross who did these Kingdom Come artwork and all that, so it's not screaming Alex Ross to me right now, but maybe that white to the temples of the hair would make a difference. So here we have our first super person right here that we will be unboxing shortly. Next up we do have Clark Kent's cousin right here, Supergirl. I believe her name is Cora, right? Kara, something like that.
My name is Kara, daughter of Zor-El. Kal-El is my cousin.
My first Supergirl in the collection, other than the DC Direct like zombified, what was it called, deceased figure. That was my only actual Supergirl in the collection. I did miss out on the exclusive. I think it was like a Walmart exclusive back in the day, and honestly I did not really prefer that design. Her face is kind of hideous. I think even the Injustice Supergirl was kind of ugly in my opinion with that bob cut. So this Supergirl right here checks off every single box of what I want in a Supergirl figure. We do have a wired cape. I'm pretty sure it has the S shield in the back as well. We have a badass looking head sculpt. One of the best ones so far, and of course she's in her iconic costume with the skirts and thigh-high boots, which is really needed. I think the other one did not come with thigh highs at all. So this is basically what I imagine in my head when I think about Supergirl, the quintessential version of Supergirl. So can't wait to add her to my collection and add her on that shelf right there next to her cousin Superman. So let's go ahead and get the third one out. This one right here is also another anticipated figure. I had the original release a couple months ago before I sold it on Mercari, so I was gonna get the 2-pack with Bizarro and obviously Bizarro, but I ended up passing on that, and lo and behold he released another more classic looking Bizarro right here. So here we have it. I think I got this from GameStop. I don't know if it was a GameStop exclusive, but I know they offered it first for pre-order, so I got them in. I think this guy came out like $37 with taxes, so I'm pretty sure that was like a $6-7 shipping, but this was after tariff, so there was a tariff surcharge, I'm pretty sure. So the most expensive figure so far out of these three. So yeah, here we have it. And then the Bizarro, my initial reaction is this guy is a little bit smaller. I don't know why they actually put him on like the first ever Superman buck, the Action Comics 1000 buck. His arms only articulate 90 degrees, so I think I would prefer him to be more beefier, but not as beefy as the 2-pack Bizarro was. I kind of didn't really like the purple on that costume either way, so this was going to be the one I was going to get ultimately. I love that they actually have the Bizarro necklace pendant going on as well right here, and it just looks way more classic like we can see in the back. And I also love this freaking color of blue. I really want a Superman that has this light blue color. My classic one right here, I was kind of going for a more metallic looking light blue, but I'm not really a fan of dark blue on Superman like this right here. So hopefully in the future, I think that we do have a classic Superman that I am waiting for from Big Bad Toy Store. So maybe that guy will be replacing my custom, but right now nothing could top this bad boy right here. Gosh, other than a freaking cloth wired cape, I think this guy can't be topped. So yeah, here we have it again, my custom Clark Kent Superman right there, looking pretty badass. All right, so last but not least, we have one of the hardest figures I've ever had to freaking find. I went to like over 20 Targets in like 2 weeks. I even made a little toy hunt video, my last video, if you guys saw. And if you guys actually watched that video, you know at the end I said that guy I was talking to on Reddit, a fellow YouTuber by the name of Tyrannosaurus Moth. I kept saying Tyrannosaurus Sloth for some reason in that video, but yeah, Tyrannosaurus Moth, I have his link in the description. He said that he had a bunch of these Cyborg Supermans. He was just doing like a little general flex on us, but he said that his his Walmarts were filled with a bunch of freaking Cyborg Supermans. Mine at the time were filled with a bunch of WWE Ultimate Stone Cold Steve Austin figures. So I told him that. He said, "Hey man, if you can send me one of those Stone Colds, I'll send you a Cyborg Superman for like little trade, little swap." And so I went to Walmart. I went to like 4 Walmarts, I think, or yeah, 4 Walmarts for that video. Did not find it. So he's told me like he'd still ship it out for me. And for $30 actually, $30 shipped, I got this Cyborg Superman. This guy's going for like 50 to 60 bucks right now on eBay and Mercari. So I'm really, really glad to get this guy. I would have been super freaking, not mad, but I guess sad that I couldn't add the classic Cyborg Superman. I'm pretty sure this is McFarlane's last chance to get it right for the reign of Superman figures. We did get that new 52 Cyborg Superman. I might be selling that thing because it was never my thing. It was never my style with that big old, robot arm. I might be doing a custom on that, making it all silver or black, something like that. But as of right now, he might be on the chopping block because the definitive Hank Henshaw right here, Cyborg Superman, has showed up in my collection room. I cannot wait. I will be ranking these guys like 1 through 4, but I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna be my number 1. Probably in competition with either Kingdom Come Superman or his cousin Supergirl. But yeah, guys, we have our hands full today. I want to turn my mint inbox Superman collection into how to box on my shelves today. So let's go ahead and get into it. And without further ado, let's get it cracking.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, so hope you guys enjoyed that photo slash video montage. I had an absolute blast posing all four of these bad boys up. This guy right here takes the cake out of these four. I think I said in the beginning of the video, he was gonna be my favorite no matter what. This guy is extremely photogenic, extremely toyetic. I think he's one of my favorite DC Multiverse figures in my collection. Maybe one of my favorite toys in the entire collection room. Just having the clash of metal and flesh and the classic Superman looking look with the Terminator T1000, whatever it's called, skull right there. The only thing that he could have came with that would have put him over the top, like god tier level, having a big old cannon for a gun right here. I think people are using that Cyborg arm cannon. I think he just slides right over. It looks pretty badass in the pictures. Hopefully I'm showing you guys a picture right there that I found on Reddit, but that would probably be the only thing that would give him a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But for right now, I mean, he's a 9 out of 10. There's really nothing else you can do other than that. I think he is missing like a silver bit right here, this oval shape on his thigh. So I don't know if I'm going to be adding that myself. I don't think it's really an eyesore in my opinion. But if I can match up that silver, I might do that in the future. But that's like one of the only things that doesn't make him completely accurate. I don't know if he actually came with the shield in the back. That might be another thing too. But as of right now, he's perfect in my opinion. He's definitely going to be on my top 10 in 2025. I don't really know which buck he's on. For some reason, I thought this was kind of like going towards the Hush Superman, but it might be all new sculpt. There is some added sculpt in the back of the left arm that I didn't even notice while taking the pictures. So I don't know if that needs to be metal right there too, but I'm leaning more towards a whole new sculpt because everything is kind of different. Every single limb, obviously the head sculpt, and even the neck and cape. So this guy right here is my favorite out of these four, my favorite Superman of the year so far. Hank Henshaw, the Cyborg Superman, coming in at number 1 out of these 4 super people. Alright, so for my second most favorite out of these 4, it actually came down to a tie, but I think just the fun factor beats out this Kingdom Come Superman. We have Bizarro coming in at number 2. He's just so fun to pose around, just like Cyborg Superman, for the different reasons, just because he's more of a goofball, so you can put him in cool like flying poses, like he's about to run into a building and completely destroy it. Just not being what you expect in a Superman figure, being all powerful and stoic like this. For what it is, it still gets the job done. Like I said, the arms don't go past 90. That would have been a cooler thing to have, I guess, but he still looks pretty cool in my opinion. The necklace pendant, I think, could have been more pliable. I might be heating that up with a heat gun just to get it like in a flight pose that doesn't look goofy, kind of like that in a way, or just lay it more flat on the chest without it being like lopsided, like overhanging his neck. But other than that, this cape is freaking beautiful. One of the most like badass looking Superman capes. Of course, the shield is reversed. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. I love how they actually have the metallic looking shield on the front, the backwards S right there. And like I said, this is an outdated buck. We do have the ball joints. I think even Cyborg Superman had ball joints now that I think about it. But like I said, it still gets the job done no matter what. And just it being a cool, unique character like Bizarro puts this guy slightly over Kingdom Come Superman. So speaking of that guy, let's go ahead and get this weird ass guy out of the way. His necklace just flew off. That's kind of weird. Little toy action right there. So like I said, this guy was a highly anticipated figure. I think not only just for me, but for collectors in general, having a cool looking Kingdom Come Superman in your collection is a must have, especially for Superman fans. The only 2 gripes I had after posting them up, the body is absolutely perfect. I think this is my first or second new Superman buck that I messed around with. And just like the Nightfall Batman buck, it's pretty perfect in my opinion. If he would have came out with this in the beginning, McFarlane will still be going for another 10 years. Unfortunately, all you guys know, McFarlane will be losing the license in 2026, which really hurts my heart because he was just getting hot, releasing banger after banger. Not a lot of peg warmers, I think. A lot of exclusives though still, but I think he's just trying to get all the money he can in the last couple months. But we have like the epitome of Superman bucks right here in this Crisis on Infinite Earth buck, I think is what it is, the Earth 2 Superman. Here we have it again, my number 3 Superman, probably my top 5 Superman in collection right here. Kingdom Come Superman, looking pretty amazing. Alright, so for my number 4, the last spot out of these 4, just because she's last does not mean she's a bad figure. I think she's actually an amazing figure, but I just had a more fun time posing and messing around with the other 3. Like I said in the beginning, she is my first official classic Kara Zor-El right here, Supergirl. So currently right now in my Justice League DC shelf, I have Power Girl up there. So I totally forgot that there's basically the same person from a different Earth. So she will be replacing that Power Girl, even though that Power Girl is an amazing figure for obvious reasons, you know. But yeah, she will be in the background on the flight stand flying. This wire cape really brings it all together, and also the swoosh effect on her skirt. That is a double-edged sword because for poses, obviously, like I think the cape would look kind of weird if it's going this way and her skirt's going that way. It just wouldn't really make sense. So she's kind of locked in a way to certain positions, certain poses, but it's not as bad as like side eye, I think, in my opinion. This, man, speaking of eyes, she has a pretty amazing looking face scan. The paint application is pretty on point. I do love the little wash, like dark looking yellow they gave for the wash on the hair. I think the cape came out actually pretty good. All 4 of these capes, I believe, are on the same material. If you guys have handled these capes before, they have like a little bit of pattern, like dot see-through material versus just being a straight up like a piece of fabric. I think this is the only one that actually has a wire on the bottom half as well on the cape. So you have a whole triangle over here. We have both sides, which is given, but this one actually has a bottom. Let me see if I can pick this one up. As you guys can see, this one doesn't have the bottom one, so it's kind of a missed opportunity. I don't really know why he would not do that. This makes the posing like a little bit better, I guess, in my opinion, just because you can actually bend every single part of the cape versus having gravity do most of the work when it doesn't have a wire like that. So this is actually a pretty cool figure. Like I said, I think the articulation is actually pretty on point compared to other females in the line. So I'm really glad that she does not have any freaking high heels. I think that one Catwoman has like actual stilettos, which kind of impossible to pose her without the little puck. I'm still gonna have her in a flight stand nonetheless. And right now I'm kind of debating on keeping the sword with her when she's actually displayed in the Justice League shelf. She looks pretty badass with it, but obviously I'm only ever seen it on that cover right there, so that's what I was trying to capture. Like I said, she looks pretty badass, but I think I might be taking it off her for the time being and just have her either just posed up like that or like in a flying pose. But as much as I recommend all 4 of these, I know it's going to be kind of impossible to actually get all 4 of them if you don't have them right now without having to pay a little bit of a markup. So unfortunately, that's just how the game goes, especially with McFarlane. A lot of people are calling for his downfall because he loves doing variants, gold labels, platinums, and all that. Me personally, I think it's a little bit fun, just a little bit fun, just, you know, the hunt and all that. But after searching for weeks and weeks, going to Targets looking for this guy, I am no longer having fun hunting because this guy is almost impossible to get. So yeah, that was my thoughts, guys. Hope that you guys enjoyed that photo montage. I had a fun time posing these bad boys up. More videos coming soon. I want to start releasing a video at least bare minimum every 2 weeks. So this thing will be coming out in the next few days of me recording this. If I have time to edit tonight, it's already 9 o'clock. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
You have just witnessed another episode of Collect to Disconnect.